So the responses to the reflection essay this semester were a lot stronger. Kind of like last year I got up like a lot of like I hate this like here.
Yeah. Howdy, my name is Meredith, and this is my installation entitled Binary, and it's an artistic representation and interaction with binary code, which is always fascinating me because there's computer code and then there's like the nitty-gritty binary code. Zeros and ones make everything work, and that's always fascinating to me. So I created a piece that explores binary code and how you can make two different things and mirror them into one, and yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for explaining it. I appreciate it.
You should see me.
I don't know.
It'll kick up again.
Right.
And then, sorry. Every time there's movement, it'll flip the image or start it like forward or make it go backwards.
Okay, okay. So could you move in front of it real fast? Like we're trying to get a feel for everything that's happening on the... All right, cool.
So apparently it's going forward and the music is going forward. Music,
Right.
You can make it do something else. Now
Very neat. And so you're painting this right here, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
This is...
All right, very neat.
Go ask DJ. Good job.
So can I adjust it? Oh, there we go. It's not as loud.
Yeah, I think what this one does is adjust like the polarity of
Yeah,
things.
something. So fun. It's so fun. No problem. Yes.
Yeah, come on.
How do I?
Just you'll discover.
Stand in front
Just
of the
move
camera.
in front of it.
Move and discover.
Yes.
Yeah, in front of the camera.
You get closer.
Okay. Sorry, I'm short.
Oh, you're fine. It's like the more movement you do, the more
Yeah, 'cause I-
sound.
Yeah, like the bigger movements. I feel like it sounds like on the other river kind of complimenting this.
So did y'all have to write a program to be able to get this to work, or did you? Which programs did you use?
Yeah, there's something
Wrote a
to
max patch for us.
Yeah.
Very neat.
And some of the remember when we came to you for like the
Yes.
the recording things.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so we like recorded some of like the instruments.
Okay.
And so then we added that to the program as well.
Very nice, very nice.
You see the picture?
Yes, I can. Yeah, so if you guys want to explain what you're done here, like this is archiving everything so your work doesn't go to waste. So if you guys would like to just like stand in front of the camera and like explain real fast what you've done. Just like the three of you get together so I can get an explanation.
Howdy!
Howdy.
So this is Lights, Breath, Action installation version. And so in the actual live performance, we had activities and like mapped onto music, which were then used with breath sounds to create like this one huge ensemble. And since we couldn't have instruments there live and had to kind of have it going by itself, we pre-recorded some of these sounds, some of these activities, which we talked about soon, as well as mapped like some breath sounds behind it and used kind of like motion to generate sounds and visuals. And so you'll notice that as you make more motion around the image, it unfolds these like activities behind the screen, which then also like amplifies the sound of the music going on in the background. So.
All right.
But oh, you're talking about like the activities in more specificity.
Well, the activities that we used was like dancing, swimming, running, martial arts, and horseback riding.
And weightlifting.
Weightlifting as well.
So did you go and like film the breathing actions of after those people had completed those
While
tasks?
they were performing
Okay.
the activities, we captured the breathing sound.
Right. So how did you do that? Did you just like run after them with like a boom mic? I want a visual
No, we
here.
actually, what we did is we recorded, like we were over in the Black Box Theater and we recorded all these different motions. And then so like for example for running, we had somebody running in place for I think a minute. And then right after that, like that person was kind of out of breath, and so we just held a microphone up to him and recorded the breath sounds.
Or
That's
like
how we did that.
me, I took like a gazillion takes on swimming, and so I was literally on like this little platform and I'm like doing all these strokes, and they're like, breathe, he's like, breathe louder. I'm like,
I'm over here like monitoring microphones.
but it was a lot of fun.
All right. Excellent. If you just want to go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you've done.
Hi, I'm Justin Payne.
I'm Chris Lowitz.
And this is the installation behind you. We came up with the idea when we were throwing around some concepts about how the ear works and basic oral senses, and that came to mind. And generally the way your ears work and they're bent forward is to capture sound that's happening in front of you. And it's an instinct to naturally, when you hear something behind you, to be able to face it and figure out what it is for means of survival. And and we were playing off that concept and came up with the idea to, not to annoy anyone, but what if we could take advantage of those senses in the way that we're built and to allow this sound to be behind you, but you to never really face it and interact with it in the sense that we do on a day-to-day basis with normal sounds. Would you like to cover some of
Yeah,
this?
so the question here became, how do we make this happen? How do we tell which direction you're facing, and how do we place a sound behind you? So we did a little bit of experimentation and found infrared and infrared sensors. This is an infrared wearable, which we could ward from an infrared night vision camera. So you wear this around your neck, and the camera should be able to pick it up. I'll be able to see it lit up here. So we have an array of sensors arranged in a ring that gives output to a microcontroller that we have, a tiny computer that's running to one of the lap tests. So we detect what direction you're facing by one of our 5 sensors picking up the infrared being emitted by this. So as you turn around the room, you're lighting up any of 5 sensors. This goes to a microcontroller and gives output to a max patch that we have written running on a laptop that directs sound to any of the 5 speakers we have around the room. So we have a one-to-one mapping. Each of these sensors maps to a speaker located in the opposite side of the room. So when you're facing a sensor, the speaker is directly behind you.
Yeah, so it's an installation that really allows you to interact with it and get a feel for the space and these sounds that are emitted behind you. hence the name.
All right, neat. So what kind of programs did you use? Did you guys write some code to be able to figure this out, or how did you figure it out?
There were lots of lots of steps. As far as the coding and aspects of that, Chris handled most of those components because he is associated with computer science. So if you would like to talk about some of the things you used.
Yeah, this was very much an interdisciplinary collaboration. Justin's our music expertise, and I'm from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So we have some custom written code running on our microcontroller. We have a very simple C program that takes voltages across the board and decides what sensor is actually receiving the infrared. And then that board also writes output via USB cable to the laptop, which is running Max programming language. So within the Max programming language, we actually have the sound being routed to different speakers and we have levels being set, fade in, fade out, the real nitty-gritty technical aspects of making the sound.
Okay.
And those are the sound files that Justin provided.
Some basic things used for that were Logic and a few other mastering programs. A lot of analog tape delay were used and recorded and captured and then taken into post and processed. And generally just made to suit the condition that we're in. Since we wanted these sounds to be somewhat ominous, we took some of these sounds and distorted them. We took some sounds and delayed them, created some reverb, basic things like that. And that's about it for the sound.
All right, cool. So
Okay. So.
yeah, I'm recording.
Awesome. So this is our array of speakers, sensors, sorry. You go into this ring, wearing our infrared wearable, and I'll turn this on again, hopes the camera can see it. So as you're turning around the circle, these sensors, which are specially built by us, pick up the infrared and run through this wiring harness down here to a computer that we have hidden underneath the curtain. So basically, you turn around the circle. As you turn around the circle, this gets lit up with the infrared, creates a signal that goes through the wiring harness down there to the computer and eventually to the laptop over there, which will then route sound to that speaker. And likewise for this one. This sensor gets lit up and that speaker gives sound. And so forth for all of these.
okay, so what do you think?
Yes. So you're going to come in here and turn around and explore the space. We'll have the lights out, and then Justin, you know the switch to hit over there?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
It's actually going to shock you.
Okay, here we go.
All right, cool. I think I got enough for that.